Hey guys, guess who's back with a video finally? I know it's been a while, but I wanted to make sure I got one out today because last Friday I just had my 5-month surgiversary and thought that needed a video. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into my stats. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on October 10th, 2016 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles with Dr. Scott Canine. My highest weight ever recorded, it was 305.2, and that was at the end of May of 2016. The day of surgery, my weight was 254.8. The last time I came to you was back in January, and I was at 223.8. And today I am at 215.2. So that means that since surgery, I've lost a total, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes because it's been a while since I've done this. Since surgery, I've lost 39.6 pounds, and I have had a total loss of 90 pounds. So I am really, really happy about that because I feel like I'm finally resetting myself, setting myself up for more successes, because it's really been a struggle since my last video. I gotta tell you, the month of February, or since my last video, the last half of January and the month of February, it was a struggle, a real struggle for me. My head game wasn't strong, my mental game wasn't strong, and so since my last video, I've been futzing up and down and up and down and up and down. The biggest weight gain, there was a point, if you follow me on Instagram, there was a point where my weight had gone down to 219.6 or 219.8 or something like that, and then shortly afterwards it had gone like way up to 224 something. And I'm not going to say that, oh, I don't know how that happened. I know exactly how that happened. I was pushing the envelope on the sleeve. I was seeing just how far I can go. I was experimenting. My nutritionist had challenged me before to say, when I last saw her, I think it was in December, she said, don't worry about the number on the scale. Don't worry about weighing yourself so much. Weigh yourself every couple weeks to keep yourself on track, and just, concentrate on eating healthy. Well, there's a problem with me and that concept right now is that I can't seem to do that. If I'm not accountable to a scale right now, I don't take care of, I don't watch what I'm eating. I'm not conscious of what I'm doing. So that didn't work out too well. So I find that right now, I need to still have that scale accountability. And you could say, oh yeah, I had the surgery to live a healthier lifestyle. True. I had this surgery to make myself feel better. True. But it's still all about the number on the scale. When we get right down to it, especially, in the first few months after surgery, it's all about the number on the scale. And that's what's, unfortunately, and that's the reality. That's what can make or break your day. And I need to try and find a way to get past that number making or breaking my day. Right now, I don't think it's going to happen for a while. And I don't think that I'll be the type of person that can weigh myself every, couple weeks. At least now I can't. I don't think I can be that person. I'm hoping to be that person, you know, I'm hoping to eventually get to that point, but right now I don't see myself getting to that point. So right now I'm keeping myself accountable on the scale. I realized how easy it was during these past 1.5 months to gain weight. That time that I went from 219 to 224, that was at a very short period of time. And it was because I was, you know, taking that extra bite, or I would eat things that are not good for me as far as getting me to my goals. I was eating a lot of junk food because, believe it or not, junk food was going down pretty well, and you know, all the snacks were going down pretty well. And let's see, I'm saying "and" a lot. I'm sorry, it's just crazy because I'm so out of practice. But yeah, I would eat a little bit, stop for a little while till everything settled down, then I'd eat the rest. You know, I was eating more than I really should have, and so that's why I'm not surprised that I had gained the weight, because I knew exactly why the weight was coming back on, but my head was just not in the game. And I had seen a post on Instagram from Red Lips Swag, and she talked about that she had this done and she's got to get her head back in the game. She didn't want to be another, you know, a bad statistic of this surgery, because you know, there is a big percentage of people that still gain the weight, you know, after a period of time, and she didn't want to be in that statistic, and neither did I. You know, I was like, no, I don't want to be in that statistic either, and I want to be in the good statistic with the successes. I didn't want to be in that backsliding statistic of unsuccess. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I was going to do, and then it just so happened Lent came around, and that happened on March 1st. And so I said, okay, here's what I'll do. I decided to go on a ketogenic vegan diet, just for Lent. Ketogenic, I'm sure everybody knows keto. It's the high-fat, low-carb style of eating. But I had also gone vegan, so that meant no meat and no animal products, which was fine with me as far as dairy was concerned, because dairy wasn't good for me anyway, because I kept getting congested. But so I had to find alternatives for protein and the fact that I still liked dairy products, like I still like cheese and stuff like that. So I had to find alternatives. And so for milk, I went with the almond cashew milk or almond coconut milk, the unsweetened versions that I would mix in with chia seeds to make chia pudding, which I found out that I really, really like. I also would mix it in with my protein shakes, because that's where I was getting most of my protein, was protein shakes. I started out, because I had so many Premier Proteins left, I still had that milk product kind of in my diet, but as soon as those were done, I stopped with that, and I just stuck to my Vega 1 all-in-one nutritional shakes, which I like. They're powdery, but you know, I can deal with them. And I would supplement those by adding an extra half scoop of the GenePro protein. So anyway, that's where I was getting my protein, and I'm, you know, it was kind of a difficult thing to try and balance with the macros on getting high fat, low carb and still get the protein in that we as bariatric people, bariatric patients need. So all of my protein was, through the milk and the protein shakes and stuff like that, and I started eating nuts, which gave me higher fat. For dairy, I found a friend of mine who is vegan. She suggested, I didn't even know this, but there's apparently almond milk cheese, and so I tried that, and it was actually pretty good, and I liked it. It was good cooked, and it was good just by itself. So I think I'm gotten around my cheese cravings. Also, let's see. So I just realized that because I'm not eating meat and eating more vegetables, the vegetables naturally have a higher carb content. So, I don't know how much I'm in ketosis because of the extra carbs through the vegetables. I need to get myself some keto sticks to try and see how I'm at. But I got to tell you that it's been doing really well for me. I think since March 1st, I have gone down like 7 pounds because of this new way of eating, and I don't feel weak. I don't feel, it's been a little difficult, and my husband had asked me, is this something you're going to do permanently? Are you going to be like this keto vegetarian or keto vegan permanently? And I said, you know what? Right now, I can say at least I'm going to do it through Lent, because I don't know if I can do this on an ongoing basis because of my love of bacon. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. But so far, I'm liking the way I'm eating. It's been difficult because we've had a couple parties where people have been eating quite a bit around me, and the stuff is just so good. But I'm trying to stick to my guns, at least through Lent. All right, so moving on. That was one of my struggles. I came to a couple of realizations during this time. And this is for people who are contemplating the surgery, or deciding on the surgery and are, pre-surgery. There's just a couple things you want to keep in mind, and that is when I first consulted about the surgery, one of the things that they said was, we cut out the part of the stomach that secretes the hormone that tells you that you're hungry. So you're not going to be hungry. That was my impression, at least. That was my interpretation of what they were saying. Maybe they weren't saying that per se, but that's what my takeaway was. And you know what? That's not true. I'm still hungry. I might not be as ravenous as I was before, but I still get hungry. And I think the good thing about having the sleeve is that when I'm that hungry, I can only eat a certain amount of food, and I can't overstuff myself like I would have in the past. But as I said, there's always a workaround where you eat a little bit, let it all settle down, eat a little bit more, let it all settle down. So it's still easy to gain the weight, but it doesn't mean that you're never going to get hungry. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's something that you still need to kind of come into that realization. The next thing I realized is I'm not the exception to the rule when it comes to hair loss, because it's just been very ugly. I have fine hair to begin with, and the fact that I'm losing the hair is not a pleasant thing. It's hard to cover up the really thinning spots, and no matter what you think as far as, oh yeah, I'm going to be the exception to the rule because right now, before surgery, months before surgery, I'm going to be taking biotin, I'm going to be taking all these vitamins, I'm going to, do whatever I can, now to prevent it, but it still happens. I hope that whoever is going through surgery or is contemplating it, I hope you're the exception to the rule. But I found that I wasn't. So that's kind of an ugly reality, and I'm just hoping that this mess gets sorted out and fixed by pretty soon, because I don't think I can afford to lose any more hair. It's just getting very discouraging. But okay, so those have been my struggles for the past month and a half. It's just, it's the reality of post-surgery life. And, I always thought I was okay as far as having my head in the game prior to surgery, but those old habits and those old thought processes, they'll sneak up on you if you're not careful. And so, you just have to always be diligent. I hate the fact that I have to be diligent all the time, but, maybe that's just going to have to be the way I live. Going forward, I just have to continue to be very, very diligent about my lifestyle. Okay, so enough of the struggles. I do want to talk about some successes, because there were some really good times. First of all, I am liking what I see in the mirror. I had posted a picture. I had visited a client at last week, and I used her bathroom, and I saw myself in the mirror, and I was like, oh my God, wow. I'm kind of liking what I see. So I had to get out, go get my phone and take a picture and post it, because I was just so excited. And then a couple of comments from my big inspirations, Lost Ange Found and Foodie Turned Sleevey, they said, oh my God, you look so tiny. And that kind of freaked me out, because I was like, tiny and me have never been used in the same sentence before. So that was really a trip for me, really wild. So that was a good thing. I have a lot more confidence going out when I go out marketing for my business, and when I go visit my referral sources. I have a lot more confidence in going out there. So that's a really good thing, a great NSV. I went on my first Instagram Instameet, and I had done a video prior to surgery saying one of the things I was really looking forward to was because I really love photography, and I have I'm really big on my photography Instagram, and so I was able to just last month go on an Instameet. I went to a museum with one of the girls that I correspond with a lot, and we walked all day. I mean, we took pictures at the museum. We even went to this little bookstore we've been wanting to take pictures at in downtown LA, and I felt good about it, but the arthritis in my hips were still a struggle for me. So even though I muddled through most of the day, I couldn't finish the Instameet because people were going out to dinner and stuff like that, and I just couldn't. I couldn't walk another step. I struggled to get to my car. It took a couple of days to recover because my hips and my legs were so painful. But you know what? I was still happy that I was able to go. And I was confident about going. I didn't have to worry about, I wasn't so worried about my size or anything like that. So that's huge for me. That's just huge. So those were the NSVs that I wanted to kind of talk about. Them. Oh God, 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna end right here. I just, I'm gonna still keep on with this keto vegan way of eating for right now. I will probably do maybe a video later on about what I eat, the things that I eat, eating this lifestyle, eating this way. So I may do that in a little while. But in the meantime, if you have any questions about the struggles or any questions about the keto vegan way of eating that I've been doing, please feel free to post them down there, or send me an email, or send me a direct message on Instagram. That would be great. If you want to keep following on my journey, please subscribe below. And I want to thank you. If you are new subscribers, thank you so much. It's really a blessing to know that people are interested in your progress and in your journey. And I am so grateful for that. I hope that I'm giving you the information and the thoughts that you need to hear, that you want to hear. If not, please let me know what you do want to hear and what you do want me to talk about, because I would be happy to do that. Thank you all for your constant inspiration. I don't post a lot on Instagram, but I still check it out, and you guys are still inspiring me and motivating me. I'm just so glad that right now my head's back in the game and I'm on the losing track again. So everybody have a great week. Stay awesome. And I will see you next time. Bye.